Yeah, so what we start with today is the label indexing methods in Pandas. What are the various ways to search as per the column label, that is a column name, or the uh, row label, or as we call it as the row index. Okay. Now for label indexing, you are actually having, rather for label and for Boolean, for both actually, you are having these three indexers, these three mechanisms available, right? To some extent, we have done few examples with square brackets, with lock and with iLock. We have done already in the previous section what we did, and now we do it in detail. Okay, so these three are the indexers available in Python in order to search for data from my data frame. Okay, and currently again I'm repeating, I'm doing it with labels only. That is, I'm not searching as per the content. I'm only searching as per the row labels or the column labels as of now. Okay, so I've made a note here. The actual data of the series of the data frame is not used at all during the selection. That is when I talk about Boolean indexing. With label, we don't do that. Okay, now coming down to the start. That's the first one. Simple use of square brackets. That's the first thing. Okay. Now, generally, you'll be using these square brackets when you want to specify the columns. I need a single column or I need a multiple column. Okay. For that particular reason, 99.9% cases, you will use the square brackets. And we have done that also earlier. I'm just repeating, reiterating whatever you want to say, that this way, like if this is the data frame, you can see a sample of the data frame here on your right hand side of the screen. I want to specify and fetch the names column. I want to fetch only the names column, right? So I will mention df square brackets and the name of the column, what I want to fetch, single column name. Okay. I can also do the fetching of the single column name, as I told you earlier also, the name of the data frame dot column name. But in this case, we have to be particular that we don't give any bracket, we don't give any quotes, nothing. Only the name has to be same. If it is names, it has to be names only. If it is any, it has to be any. If it is capital N, small n, whatever, those things we have to be particular about. So we can use this simple dot operator also to fetch a single column name. This is the second method to fetch a single column. Okay. When I want to fetch multiple columns, then the method remains absolutely same. The only difference is the multiple columns are then given to the indexer in its own square brackets, like a list of values I'm providing. I'm saying that this is the indexer, these two square brackets. Okay. So they remain. Inside that, we give him a list of column labels, a list of column names. And whenever it is a list of column names, a list of something, we enclose it in the square brackets. We know that very well. Okay. So when it is more than one column, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, when it is more than one column, it has to be enclosed in square brackets. Okay. Please remember this. Keep it in mind, because these are the kind of things which they will trap you in the objective questions, in the error-based questions, that what is wrong in this, or he has written some XYZ person has written some query, what is wrong in that query, he's not able to get the answer. So the brackets are also equally important. It is list of values. Wherever it's more than one value, the square brackets needs to be enclosed. Okay, so 99% times you will use these square brackets to extract columns data. Fine. But this can be used for extracting rows also, but it works completely different manner, in a very, very different manner when it comes to rows. Number one, I talk in terms of row indexes. First of all, I will not be talking about row labels in this case. And when you mention this format in the form of a slice, and series, you remember the slice, the start index, the stop index, and the step value. Three things I provided. Absolutely same pattern. when you talk about just the step value as -1, the whole data frame is reversed. Similarly, when we did it with the series, the whole series was reversed. Okay, so these are the things, but this will work only with the default indexes. You cannot specify anything else in this case. Fine. So with the default indexes, with the slicing mechanism, you can use them for extraction of a single row for a particular pattern you want. Like please extract from 101, that is the second record, to fifth record with a jump of 2, with a jump of 3, alternatively, in the negative direction, whatever, in the reverse direction, whatever you want to do. All these are basically those same slicing mechanism which you have learned in your series. So I'm not really going into those details. But majorly, this is used for extracting columns only. Okay, so we remember it for extracting columns to be very specific. I've given that as the highlight here to specify column names for selection. But it works with default row indexes in the slicing mechanism also. Okay, slicing, I'm not going into detail. We have done in class 11th with lists. We have done in series quite a number of times we have practiced. So I'm really not going to the details of the slicing. A majority of you did it correctly also in the question paper. So I hope that you understood it. Okay, so that's about this, this indexer. Fine. Now the next and the most important indexer that we have is LOC. We have seen LOC is used for adding a row. We have seen LOC when we have used in the previous session for searching also. So now we do all the variations of LOC possible in detail. Fine. Now few formats. First of all, LOC will always work with row or column labels only. Labels, mind it, the names. Whether the row indexes are in numeric format, the way we have been doing 100, 101, 102, okay, in the numeric format, or you can have those values in the string format also. When you are creating the index, then put them in quotes, they'll become strings. But technically, they are the names, labels, whether in numbers or whether in strings, okay, characters or numbers, whatever, but they are labels. So row names, row indexes, as we call them, or column names or column labels. When I use this, I will go for LOC. When I work with the default indexes, I will go for the next one, which we do in detail later, that is ILOC. So ILOC talks about the positions, index, ILOC, index LOC. So remember like that. But when I talk about LOC, it's all about label names. There we will never talk about using the default positions. Okay. Even if you are doing slicing, you're doing it with the label names only. 101 say 106 tak. 101 is a label. Okay. Now, first thing, if I want to use first variation is this df.loc and the name of the row label, single row label. If it is single row label, like 100, if I'm talking about single row, so no, you can say no square brackets, extra square brackets, normal indexer with the row label. Okay, more than one label, so I put a labels here, so your square bracket comes in. Same format. The only thing is LOC will work in this case. And in the normal square bracket indexer, I was using column names like that. I am not able to use the row labels like that. In LOC, I'm able to use the row as well as column labels in that. But if you are using like this without any other specification, it will be considered as row labels only. Right? Like, we have done access equal to 0. By default for drop and all, the access is considered as rows as 0. Similarly, whatever you mention as such as one single entity here, that will be considered as a row. If you are taking it as कि वो अपने आप से columns he'll search for, no. For column, there's a different way of doing it. Okay, so mainly for row labels here. Now, if sometimes I want to go for the column labels also, then please look at this third mechanism. Now, what happens is LOC works as first part you have to specify as the row label. Sorry. Second part you specify as the column labels, and both the parts are separated by comma. You can see this comma, row label, comma, column label. Comma nahi diya, so the whole thing is for him as row labels only. Okay. Now, when you want to specify the column labels, but you want to tell him that please consider all my rows for these columns, that is pick up maybe name of the people, class, section. These three column labels I am giving him. Okay. But consider all my rows. That also I have to mention. Then this particular thing becomes mandatory. You cannot just write blank, comma, and then you give the column names. That is not acceptable. Okay. So when you want to tell him all rows pertaining to these three columns, please fetch all rows. Are you getting my point? All rows of the data frame, but pertaining to only these three columns. Leave the rest of the columns. So for specifying him that please pick up all the rows, you have to give this colon here. So colon, like you can say first part is taken up as slice. Let's start from the beginning and go till the end automatically for my these columns, which I mentioned in the square brackets later. Okay, so this is how I take care of my rows when I want to mention the columns also with LOC. And the last part is your normal slicing for row as well as column both. Okay, all those rules follows. I can do a jump, I can do a reverse, I can do everything. I'll come to do those things as examples in the next slide. But before that, let me talk about these important points which you have to remember. If you do not mention any column labels, then all the columns are included. So that means what? In these row labels, I said, like if I go to my previous slide, if I'm talking about this particular slide, and I'm saying that please specify my 101. 101 means he will automatically specify me all the columns. He will not stop as such for a particular column only. So when I say 101, he knows that all the columns are included because I've not mentioned any column labels. So when the column labels are not mentioned, only the row labels are mentioned. For those rows, all the column data will be included. You will not take the first only or the last only, nothing like that. All the columns will be included. Okay. While using the slicing, do not use another set of square brackets. Now in slicing, when I want to mention more than one value, there's no need to specify another set of square brackets. I'll tell you, the example will show you better. I think will explain you better. Then one thing more you have to remember here, when you're doing the slicing with the labels, and this we have checked it in series also, endpoint values are included. Whereas when I do it with the default positions, 0 to 4 means it will do the 0th record, first record, second record, third record. Remember we did it in the series, right? But when I talk about labels, there also if we were using the labels, then the endpoints were also included. It was not one less than that, it was with the endpoints. Okay. And you will never use the default index values with LOC. If you have to work with default index values, you will not use LOC. You will go for the other one, that is the ILOC. Okay. Now let us see the variations. And now you will tell me the answers depending upon the commands I give it to you. See, yeah. This is your table. This is your data frame. Sorry, I should not call it a table. This is your data frame. Now, first example talks about df.loc 101. So what will be shown? Yes, who's the first one here? Come on.
Ma'am, everything of 101 will be shown.
Everything of 101 will be shown, right? So that means what will be shown? It will be the entire 101 wala record will be shown. Fine. Because no column is mentioned. If no columns are mentioned, then all the columns are included and 101 is mentioned. Right? Now I talk about multiple row specifications. So make sure you have this extra square bracket to specify list of row labels. Right? In this case, Achintya, what will you do? Yes, Achintya. with df.loc 102, 104, 100. What will it do?
It will show all the values of 102,
102, 104, and 100.
100.
100. That means this whole record, this whole record, and this whole record. Mind it, the sequence is not important. The way you give, he will pick up those values. Okay?
And in 10, अगर ये this is for 102 chemistry, so it will show only the record of chemistry.
It will show, it will go to 102, but only pick up the value of chemistry. Now, this is a way I have used the combination. Single row specification, single column specification, automatically you reach here. 102, okay, this record, and in this record, what? I've given the column specification also, the chem value. So 102 ka chem value is 50. Right? So here you get the answer as 50. Okay? Now next person. Who tells me for this? Tanvi? 103, 104, comma, chem.
So 103 and 104 scam.
Right, 103 and 104 chem. I hope it's very simple. So that rule follows multiple row labels, multiple values. So another set of square
और
brackets.
df names क्या होगा? df dot log names क्या होता है?
Wait, I'm coming. Okay. Now, when you say df dot log names, this one. Okay, let me go to the fifth one first. Who tells me the fifth one? Ajitesh?
Ma'am should have.
No, let him. You have understood that. I can make out. Ajitesh, please try answering the fifth one. He has logged in and slept off.
103 के physics और English के सारी values.
Yes, so 103 physics and English marks. 103 physics and English marks. So what is the differing element here? The comma. Please see, it's comma. Row specification, comma, column specification.
Actually, what I've seen that like 103, like they have used की एक चीज बताने के हाँ इस column का मतलब like
इस row का 103 is the row. So reach this row. First you reach the row and then the column. So row and column when you give together. Yes, you understand that differentiate करने के लिए comma लगा. Perfect. But now you see there's a comma also, there's a colon also. This is the comma to differentiate between the row specification and the column specification. So what you're trying to tell him? Names of every row. This means everything from the row. Whatever you can expect to extract everything from the row. But for which column? For names. So automatically this is completely shown. Now I will tell or I will suggest that if you want to show the names column for the entire data frame, why to go for this complex one? Isn't this more easier? Isn't this more easier, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's a direct one. Where you want only the columns, single column, multiple column. You don't want to give any specification about the row. You want all the rows corresponding to those columns. Then this indexer is more handy. He's not expecting you to write dot, LOC, then square bracket open, then putting this colon, etc. etc. Okay? Because if it would have been still that, okay, you don't have to put this, just a comma and the names will do. No, with LOC, you have to give something for the row also when you want to specify the column. Right? So that is why for this kind of a scenario, prefer the first indexer. Okay?
Can you please tell this again? I'm sorry.
What I'm trying to say, whenever you want to specify only the column to him, pick up the names, pick up the physics, pick up the chemistry, pick up the English, maybe one or two or all of them, then go for the square bracket wala indexer. You don't have to write LOC. You don't have to write the row specification, nothing. Directly you can do that. Isn't it?
So फिर names क्यों use करते हैं?
What names? Names is a specification of the column name. NAMES is this column name. वो तो देना पड़ेगा.
मैंने वो ध्यान नहीं दिया कि उसका नाम भी था.
Of course. Names is the name of the column. So you are talking about show me the names column. So ठीक है, directly with this I can do. Why to go for this lamba wala method? It's not wrong, but why to go for it? I want names and physics. So then you put double square bracket and include this also. Name your physics or chem, whatever you want. Include that also. Right? Here also you have to do the same thing. You have to put another bracket and then within that you have to include the second name of the column. But that is, you're unnecessarily making it complex. So keep in mind that when you have to specify only the columns, square brackets are the easiest one. When you have to specify row as well as column, obviously LOC is the only option. With the labels, you don't have any other option. When you have to specify only the rows, LOC is the beautiful option available. Yes, Sumit, you were saying something.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I tried the same thing, ma'am, with 2 column names. Ma'am, so ma'am, it was showing error.
Okay, let me check quickly. I
No,
give you the right.
Mine also showing error.
Okay, okay.
No,
Must be small
I have
problem. Good. Share, I've given you the permission to share.
Ma'am, I have to join from other device. Actually, I'm doing it on my laptop.
Okay, Lakshya, can you join or can you share? Yeah, maybe it's the same problem, so you can check it out. Okay, so here, what is the problem, Lakshya? You have given physics in class, but you have not opened another bracket here before physics. Physics and
Ma'am,
class
but
is a
I
list of
did
values.
same here, or then also it showed an error.
Because 102 should not be included na, in that square bracket. It has to be before physics. 102 independent.
And in fact, we have written 104. Okay,
No. The only thing is 102 is the row specification. Okay. Then
and
comma.
I think he has to put that in brackets also, no?
Square brackets before physics. Come down, beta. Come down. Write again df.loc. Everybody, please see to it very carefully. The square bracket has to be, no, not here. Move ahead. Before the quotes of physics. Yes. Go back and close it. Right now, what is happening? LOC specifies row first. So 102 is my row. And columns are list of values. है ना? So uske list ke liye we have to put physics and class in my square bracket. Now, if you want more than one element for the row also, so row ka apna list of values hoga, right? Lakshya, do it please. df.loc. Square bracket open. First list of rows. Okay. No, wait.
Acha, ma'am, wo that comma is not there. Comma is yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, but if we write one, then it gives us the result, but not with 2. Why, ma'am?
Wait. I'm telling you that is what I wanted to say. Wait. Okay. One row, one column. I
Yes,
hope it's
ma'am.
okay. Now I want to please give me for English values for 103 as well as 104. Okay. Square bracket. Another square bracket. 103, 104. Square bracket closed. No, not both of them. Last wala hata. Remove the last bracket. Come out. Go to the end. Comma. Another set of bracket. Now within this bracket, English and supposedly physics. I'm getting list of values for the rows, which is different, comma, list of values for the column, which is different, square bracket, comma, physics, okay. And close in this. Now the final closing. This closing is for the column. Now the final closing. Is it fine? So if you are giving more than one value for the row, then the square bracket will come. Otherwise, it will not come.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, ma'am, Pandas can be installed in which Windows? Because I'm taking a new one. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, it can be installed in Windows also, in Mac also it works, if I'm not wrong.
But Mac is not going to work in future, na? बहुत complication.
No, nothing like that. My AI kids are using it.
No, that's for sure. But like my sister was giving a symbolic exam, so they said that you cannot use any device of Apple.
Okay.
अभी आ रहा हूँ यार. क्लास चल रही, क्या करूँ?
Lakshya, you're unmuted.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. So this is how it is. And remember to put your list of values for rows whenever it's more than one in square bracket, and the list of values of columns whenever it's more than one in square bracket. If it's single value, you can see there like it was 102 single, square bracket not required. And upper, if we see, if it is like English 103, just the previous command, single row column specification, square bracket not required. whenever it is more than one value, so you are saying list of values, list of row labels, list of column labels. I hope this point is clear. Sumit, was it similar to this?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I didn't put the double bracket.
That's the only thing. That's the only trouble this can have. Otherwise, nothing else it can have. Okay. Lakshya, you can stop the screen share, beta. Be very careful. Others also who are not parallelly doing, be careful about these small things. Single line commands, but one bracket or one comma going wrong, it creates a trouble. Okay. So up till here, we were directly talking about the exact row label and exact column labels. Okay. The last four are talking about slicing. Now the first one says, देखो यहाँ पे there's no comma. So all these three values are nothing to do with the column. They are supposed to be working as a single set, and single set means row specification, right? Start from 100, go to 104 with a jump of 2. That means only show me 100 and 104 basically, not 100 and no, sorry, 100, 101 को छोड़ दो, then 102, then 103 को छोड़ दो, 104.
अच्छा मतलब
yeah, because it's jump of 2 na. I mean skip one.
But like in next one there's no jump. So फिर
so all of them 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. All of them.
And all names वाले में.
Ma'am, so ma'am in LOC it will include the last.
Yes,
also.
in the not in the LOC technically. LOC because you can say LOC because LOC I'll not use the default indexes. It's always going to be labels. So for LOC, remember that it is going to include the last value also. It is not one less than that. Slicing ka yaad karo. Start, stop, step, and it's always one less than the stop. Okay, but because it is not default indexes, it is labels, it will go till the end. And hence in this output, I'm saying you will get 100, you'll get 102, and you'll get 104. All three you will get. In the next one, you will get, yes, Samyukta? Samyukta.
101 और 104 का डिस्प्ले होगा, but उसमें नहीं
104 to 100 to 104 all. It's not, it's a column.
But names, अच्छा सिर्फ names पे display होंगे उसका मतलब.
Now in this case, all the column values will be displayed. In 8th one, everything, because I have not mentioned the column names.
अच्छा, I thought that you were saying the 9th one. That's fine.
No. Okay. Now for the 9th one, it's 100 to 104, all the names. Okay. Now try the last one.
102 to all, but
comma है, बीच पे comma है.
Oh.
So this story is for column.
Column.
And this is for my row.
Ma'am, it will, show ma'am, like it is two-step.
Two-step for whom?
Ma'am, it will show ma'am name,
Yes. Very good, Tanvi. It will show for 102. It will show name. Then, because it is this jump, this particular slice is for the column. Comma ke baad hai. That's what you have to be careful about. So, start from the beginning, end, go to the end, but jump by one. You have to jump, skip one and display. Okay? So, it will display the name of 102. It will display the chem. One एक column छोड़ दिया. Then again एक column छोड़ के it will display the class. I hope Anadit is okay. Samyukta सो गई सकता है. Pooja, I missed out. Pooja, is it okay, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Beta, have you seen the previous videos also?
Yes, ma'am. I've seen.
Any problem?
No, ma'am.
Wow, that's so good. But it is not, I mean, it sounds hypothetical. It doesn't sound practical. Anyway, we'll do questions and then everybody has to show me what they have done.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I wasn't sleeping. My laptop is lagging a lot.
Okay. So you are able to understand and hear me properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Good to hear from you. Okay. So these are the examples of LOC. These are the variations you can have in LOC at the maximum. I don't think any more variations are possible. I thought and I did this much. Moving down to ILOC, same concept, absolutely same concept. It's a copy paste for me too. The only difference is that now instead of using the column and the row labels, you will be using the positions. And because you're using the positions, endpoints will not be included anywhere. Rest the formats are absolutely same. Let's check out a few examples. And then we close. Okay? Chalo, batao. Come on, let's start. ILOC 1. Come on. Fatafat batao beta.
Ma'am, 101.
Ma'am, 101. Yes, ma'am.
101. Because this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, like that. So 101 ka entire record will be shown in the first one because no column is specified. Okay. Now next.
101, 104, 100.
No. Why? Is it so? Ah, okay. 140 hai. So 0.
140 है ना?
Ah, so 0th wala will be this one. 4th ke liye 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct. And 101. Correct.
मैंने वो order में बताया ना उस हिसाब से.
हाँ बिल्कुल 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 perfect. Okay, so everything about this correct, very true. Next one, but ye, did you
101,
notice?
102.
Beta, did you notice there are 2 brackets?
Oh नहीं.
Please notice that more than one is very specification list of values you are giving. So another square bracket. Okay, you have to take care of that. Next one, ILOC
101, 102.
1, 2. 1, 2.
101 and 102.
Now, there is no double square bracket here. So ये
अच्छा,
comma
हाँ.
का क्या मतलब होगा? What is the meaning of this comma here?
कि ये 101 का मतलब
Error.
second column.
नहीं Lakshay, it's not error यार. Come on.
Ma'am,
This means
101 का second column.
yes,
And cam.
yes. Only physics. Only chem.
Physics,
only chem.
physics.
नहीं only chem.
दूसरा था ना.
0, 1,
1.
2.
मैं इसमें
Only
confuse
chem.
रहता हूँ. 0, 1, 2 में.
Okay, 0, 1, 2. So moment you see comma and it's not inside another square bracket, that means it is not about the rows itself. It is row and comma and column. So 1 means 0, 1 for this fellow, this value, no, the chemistry value. So 90 will actually be picked up. Okay, try the next one.
101 और 102 का fourth column.
Fourth column is class.
English.
Hey.
Sorry,
Achintya, start from 0 beta. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
3, 4.
So fourth column I need for first row and second row. First row and
First.
second row means for this
101,
fellow and
102,
102.
101.
That is 10 and 10. So that will be the thing. Next one.
101 का 0 and third मतलब names और
And?
English.
So others and 55. ठीक है ना? Okay. Similarly, ILOC के साथ if you want to use a single column, so please use it. This one. Why do you want to look at?
Ma'am, please take attendance.
Yes, I'm taking. And then comes to the slicing. In the case of slicing, again the same story. No comma. So this applies to rows. No comma. This applies to rows. Comma. So this applies to row. This applies to column. Comma. This applies to row. This applies to column. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. I hope others, Ajitesh and all have also understood if they are there. Let's take the attendance quickly. I'll forward all this material because I prepared this last night only. I don't think that's there with you. Let me quickly take the attendance. Okay. One minute. That's my 12th attendance file. Okay, so today is 24th. Anhad is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Raket, no. Lakshay, yes. Samita, yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.